bird. Charlotte Bronte's powerful call for independence. Charlotte Brontë sayings. Breaking free. The timeless power of Charlotte Bronte's words. Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre is not just a literary masterpiece. It is a manifesto of personal freedom, independence, and self-worth. Among its many powerful lines, one stands out as a timeless declaration of autonomy. I am no bird, and no net ensnares me. I am a free human being with an independent will. Through these words, Jane Eyre asserts her right to self-determination, rejecting the metaphorical net that society, relationships, and external expectations attempt to cast over her. The imagery of a bird symbolizes the human desire for freedom, and the net represents the constraints that try to confine it. For a woman in the 19th century, this was an especially radical statement. Women were often treated as property, expected to conform to rigid roles dictated by family, marriage, and social hierarchy. But Jane refuses to be trapped. She is not a caged creature, nor is she defined by others. She is an independent soul, capable of choosing her own destiny. Want to live a meaningful life? Hit that subscribe button on classic quotes that inspire now. This philosophy remains deeply relevant today, serving as a powerful reminder of the importance of personal agency. Many people still feel ensnared by societal norms, professional pressures, and the weight of expectations imposed upon them. Bronte's words encourage us to recognize these limitations and challenge them. No matter how strong the forces trying to hold us back may be, the ultimate power lies within us to define our own paths. Life is so constructed that the event does not, cannot, will not match the expectation. Expectations often do not align with reality, yet many individuals remain trapped by their preconceived notions of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Society tells us how life should be, what careers we should pursue, whom we should love, and what milestones we should achieve. But reality seldom conforms to these scripted ideals. Brontë reminds us that life is unpredictable, and we must be willing to adapt, break free from disappointment, and carve out our own definitions of happiness. Look twice before you leap. Independence does not mean recklessness. Making bold choices requires careful thought, wisdom, and an understanding of potential consequences. In the pursuit of freedom, whether personal or professional, we must exercise discernment. True independence is not about impulsive rebellion. It is about making thoughtful, deliberate choices that align with our values and long-term goals. A ruffled mind makes a restless pillow. Mental freedom is just as important as physical freedom. Many individuals live in psychological cages, weighed down by anxiety, resentment, or past regrets. If we allow our minds to be consumed by negativity, peace will always elude us. True liberation comes when we learn to release burdens, embrace clarity, and cultivate inner serenity. Life appears to me too short to be spent in nursing animosity or registering wrongs. Holding on to grudges is another form of entrapment. Many people remain emotionally imprisoned by past betrayals, injustices, or personal grievances. But Brontë urges us to move forward. Life is too brief to waste on bitterness. Freedom comes from letting go, forgiving, and redirecting our energy toward growth. I try to avoid looking forward or backward, and try to keep looking upward. Freedom is not just about breaking chains, it is about perspective. Looking too far ahead often breeds anxiety, while dwelling on the past creates regret. The true path to self-empowerment lies in focusing on the present, while maintaining hope and ambition. By keeping our gaze upward, we embrace optimism, purpose, and resilience. Better to be without logic than without feeling. A life ruled solely by logic, devoid of emotion, is just another kind of imprisonment. While reason is essential, it should never suppress the depth of human emotion. Passion, intuition, and empathy are what make us truly free. Without them, we become mechanical beings, operating within lifeless structures dictated by cold rationality. If we would build on a sure foundation in friendship, we must love friends for their sake rather than for our own. True relationships are based on mutual respect and sincere affection, not self-interest. Many friendships are built on transactional expectations, where individuals seek companionship for personal gain rather than genuine connection. To experience the true freedom of companionship, we must love others for who they are, not for what they can offer us. If all the world hated you and believed you wicked, while your own conscience approved you and absolved you from guilt, you would not be without friends. External validation is another form of ensnarement. Many people live in fear of judgment, shaping their lives to fit societal approval. But true freedom means standing firm in one's convictions, regardless of popular opinion. As long as one's conscience is clear, external perceptions hold no real power. The soul, fortunately, has an interpreter, often an unconscious, but still a truthful interpreter in the eye. Authenticity cannot be faked. Even in a world where people wear masks to conform, the truth of a person's soul is often revealed through their essence, their actions, and their unguarded moments. The ability to see and be seen honestly is one of the deepest forms of liberation. Prejudices, it is well known, are most difficult to eradicate from the heart whose soil has never been loosened or fertilized by education. They grow firm there, firm as weeds among stones. Ignorance is a prison. Those who are never exposed to new perspectives remain trapped in rigid, outdated beliefs. Education, both formal and experiential, is the key to mental liberation. It broadens horizons, dismantles prejudices, and enables individuals to think independently rather than follow blindly. I am always easy of belief when the creed pleases me. Selective belief is another form of entrapment. Many people accept ideas that suit their personal narratives while rejecting truths that challenge their worldview. True intellectual freedom requires the courage to question, explore, and sometimes even unlearn long-held assumptions. If I could, I would always work in silence and obscurity, and let my efforts be known by their results. Liberation from ego is also a form of freedom. In a world obsessed with recognition and status, Brontë reminds us that true success does not need constant validation. The most meaningful achievements are not those loudly proclaimed but those that speak for themselves. Men judge us by the success of our efforts. God looks at the efforts themselves. External judgment is inevitable, but it should never define us. Society often evaluates individuals based on tangible achievements, but true fulfillment comes from knowing that we have put forth our best efforts, regardless of the outcome. It is vain to say human beings ought to be satisfied with tranquility. They must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. Passivity is another kind of cage. Humans are not meant to live in perpetual stillness. We crave movement, growth, and purpose. When opportunities do not present themselves, those with an independent spirit create their own paths rather than waiting for permission. Brontë's words transcend time, resonating with anyone seeking to break free from imposed limitations. Her philosophy is not just about rejecting oppression, but about embracing the courage to define one's own life. As long as we remember that we are not birds, that no net ensnares us, and that we possess an independent will, we can navigate life with resilience, purpose, and true freedom. Let this be a guiding principle. Refuse to be caged, refuse to be defined by others, and always, always choose to be free. Sarah lived in a small town where everyone believed that a woman's path was predetermined. Get married, take care of a family, and live a quiet life. When her family arranged a marriage with a man she did not love, Sarah felt like a bird trapped in a cage. Everyone told her it was the best choice, that she should be grateful for a stable life. But deep inside, she knew she could not be bound by others' expectations. One night, she packed her bags and left town with only a small amount of savings and a fierce determination. She moved to a big city, starting from nothing, taking on various jobs to support herself. Slowly, she pursued her dream, becoming a writer. Her writings about freedom and courage resonated with many people. Looking back, Sarah had no regrets. She had chosen her own path, proving that she was not a caged bird, but a free human being with an independent will. Sarah's story embodies the spirit of Jane Eyre, a powerful reminder that we are not bound by fate or others' expectations. We have the power to write our own stories.